Hello and welcome back to Soon 73 Tai Chi. Today we're into a brand new move, the last move in section 3. It's called lowering. It looks an awful lot like brush knee in the beginning, so you'll hear me saying it a little like brush knee. I know you've done your warm-ups and you're already oriented with how your body's feeling and moving today and how you're breathing, so get settled into your space. If it's a new space you're practicing, always make sure to set your 12, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock so that you don't get lost in space. After a few mindful breaths, we begin our flow. All of the weight is on the left foot as the right toes turn to 12 o'clock. Then we center the weight on both feet again as we start to move our hands in leisurely Tai Coat. The right palm turns to the sky as we plant the right foot. There's no weight on the right foot as we pivot from the waist. Uprooting or pinky push to 3 o'clock before reorienting to 12 o'clock for a mindful breath in, opening hands, breathing out, hands close. Single whip left with the palms opening towards 12 o'clock in the uprooting push. The right ball of the foot touches with no weight on it until we touch on the heel and transition into white crane, flashes wings, and a quiet, full belly breath as we open and close hands, fingertips to the sky. We transition into brush knee left towards 9 o'clock and playing the lute. Touching left bubbling well, then the heel or intercept, deflect down, parry, and finally the little tiny punch over the left forearm where we withdraw and embrace the tiger and push the mountain. Right toes take us back to 12 o'clock first. Then the left toes pivot in for a mindful, full breath from the belly or lower dantian. Holding the baby on the left foot for brush knee right towards 3 o'clock. And leisurely Tai Coat. The right palm is open between the thumb and forefinger. That space relaxes in the pinky side push. Aligning the feet, shoulder width, even weight, fingers to the sky in our open and close hands. Single whip back to the left. Palms face 12 o'clock as they open. No weight on right foot as it turns in. No weight on left foot as we pivot on the bubbling well for right fist under left elbow. Transitioning into section 2, we face 6 o'clock in our first repulse monkey. Then the right foot steps towards 12 o'clock for our second repulse monkey. We hold the baby on the right hip, and then the left hand lowers as we step into brush knee left towards 9 o'clock and the signature leisurely Tai Coat move. When the hand extends, it's open between the thumb and index finger. When the fingers point to the sky, that space relaxes. Coming back to face the front, or 12 o'clock, the hands open to about shoulder width as we breathe in, and they come back to about the width of the head as we breathe out. Single whip right, palms face 12 for the uprooting push. We withdraw our whip and take our first right side step towards 3 o'clock, and our first wave hands like clouds. The left foot comes in towards 3 o'clock. The right foot steps towards 3 o'clock, though the toes are pointed forward to 12. Left foot comes in towards 3 o'clock, only stepping to the right side or 3 o'clock of our space in wave hands like clouds right. After those 3 waves to the right, we transition into higher horse, facing around 130 or 2. Right fingers point at left until we turn to hold the ball in hand. We face 130 or 2 with the fingers up as hands open in toe kick left. We face about 4 o'clock for toe kick right. And turn to face 3 o'clock again for the downward punch. No weight on the left foot as it comes in. We look to 9 o'clock and back fist out towards 9 o'clock before flipping, fist stepping, we punch. Second step, opening the hands, space between the feet, foot, thigh, and arm parallel to the ground there. Nice and stable to slap the right leg. The left toes position pointing to about 7:30 while we face 9 o'clock for subdue the tiger, squeezing all muscles, then relaxing into toe kick left towards 10:30-ish and spin or step on the heels in a nice flow back to face 9 for heel kick right towards 10 o'clock. Facing 9 o'clock, the left fingers extend directly towards 9 o'clock. The hands flip as we step, the right fingers directed towards 9 o'clock. Right toes pointed at 9 o'clock for punching over the right forearm. Embrace the tiger and push the mountain. First, the left foot points at 6, then the right toes pivot into shoulder width for the mindful breath of open and close hands. Holding a baby on the right hip, we orient to 2 o'clock and step with the left foot towards 2 for brush knee left and leisurely tie coat to the left, where now it's the left thumb and forefinger that are open in the chop to the throat part of the move. Then that space relaxes when the fingers point to the sky. Right toes slightly in front of where left turn in to face 3 o'clock for another quiet, relaxed breath in and out of the nose. Diagonal single whip, right foot stepping to 3 o'clock for the uprooting push. Once the whip is open, we turn back to face 3, dropping left hand to sweep in left hand and foot together. Right hand drops, and they sweep in together and parting the wild horse's mane. Then touching left bubbling well, right wrist underneath left. Touching on the heel of the left foot, we scoop up chi momentarily touching right ball of foot before stepping to 3 o'clock for the chop to the throat part of leisurely Tai Coat. Left foot points back to 12 o'clock first, and then the right toes join it. When the weight is even, we breathe in, opening hands. We breathe out, closing hands. Single whip left, foot stepping to 12 o'clock, palms open in the uprooting push. Opening the whip to the right, we withdraw the left side of our whip and have our first left side step, or wave hands like clouds to the left. Stepping towards the left, or 9 o'clock with the right foot. And then the second left side step. The lower hand is below the navel. Stepping in to the left. So we're about shoulder width as we take our third left side step a little bit wider than shoulder width. The right toes turn in, the right palm turns up. Here we are in our move that looks a lot like brush knee. So the left foot turns to face 9 o'clock. The left hand comes over the knee, but technically this is called lowering. Here's a new part. We shift the weight to the right foot. The left hand comes over the right elbow. Both hands kind of circle, and then we end move 55 here, touching the left bubbling well. And we'll go over all those details, but I want you to first see it from the front on position. So here's our third wave left. The lowering starts with the right foot coming to shoulder width, but turning inward. The right palm faces the sky. We step towards 9 with the left foot. And even though it looks like brush knee, it's labeled lowering. Now the left hand comes up over the right elbow. The hands make a little subtle arc before descending and holding their position in the Santee posture. Let's go over all the details. You already know brush knee, and because this first part of lowering looks just like brush knee, let's address it as that as we transition into learning the rest of the move. So first, we have our step into transition. So this will be our third wave. Now, just the feet. Bring the right foot to shoulder width, but turn the toes to 10 o'clock. Shift the weight to the right foot. Look towards 9 o'clock. Bring out the left foot, pointing at 9. Once the foot is flat, we transition the weight so that the right follow step comes in, leaving space between the feet shoulder width if we were to bring that left foot back. Since you're already familiar with the brush knee move, let's bring in the hands this time. So our third step left and our third wave left. As the right toes turn in, the right palm turns up. As we transition and stand on the right foot, the hands lower to the right hip with the left palm over the right elbow. When the left foot steps, the left arm lowers from the elbow so that as we turn towards 9, left hand comes around the knee, right hand turns to face 9 o'clock with follow step. This is the first part of the lowering, the part you already are familiar with. Let's do it 2 more times. After our third wave left, the right toes turn in towards 10 o'clock as that foot comes to shoulder width. Turn the right palm up. Shift the weight to the right foot like holding a baby on the hip. We look to 9. The left foot steps down, the left hand lowers and brushes around the leg as we turn to face 9. The right follow step does not come super close, and the right palm faces 9 o'clock, roughly in front of the right shoulder. One more time with that portion of lowering, and then we'll add in the new part. But first, our third wave left. Bring the right foot into shoulder width, turning toes in, right palm up. Hold the baby on the right hip. Look to 9 o'clock. Step to 9 o'clock. Brush knee and follow step. Now this part will be a little new. We shift the weight back to the right foot, and the right hand comes up over the left elbow. It circles around. We touch the left bubbling well, and the left palm ends facing 9 o'clock, with the right palm facing down at the ground. So that you can clearly see the hands, after we do the brush knee part, we plant the back right foot. The left hand comes up and over the right elbow. The hands kind of circle around gently. We end with the left hand facing 9 o'clock, the right hand low, all the weight on the right foot, touching left bubbling well. We take a third left side step for our third wave, hands like clouds, and start lowering, bringing the right foot in, the toes turn, the right palm turns up. Standing on the right foot, we hold the baby and step into what could be called brush knee left with follow step. Shift the weight back to the right foot, left palm down over the right elbow. The hands circle, ending with left bubbling well touching, right palm down outside of and slightly in front of right thigh, left palm roughly around the height of the chest, not quite over the shoulder. Let's run through it again. Transitioning from our third step left and our third wave, hands like clouds left. Right toes turn in, right palm turns up. Shift the weight to the right to hold the baby. Look to 9, step to 9, brush knee, follow step. Transition the weight to the right foot. Left hand comes up over right elbow. Both hands kind of arc and circle. We pick up the left foot and then touch the bubbling well as we come into this posture, which is often called the Samti meditative posture. And there's an entire video on that. Again, from our third wave, hands like clouds to the left. Right foot comes to shoulder width, toes turn inward, right palm to the sky. Left palm over right elbow. When left foot steps, left hand lowers to brush around the outside of the knee. Weight shifts back to the right foot, left palm wipes off right arm. We pick up left foot and touch left bubbling well. Do it one more time and then put it into flow. Taking our third left side step for our third wave, hands like clouds left. Right foot turns in at shoulder width, right palm up. Hold the baby on the right hip. Looking to 9, left foot steps to 9, left hand lowers to brush over the knee, follow step. Then weight on the right foot, left hand wipes off right arm, hands circle, pick up left foot and touch bubbling well. Let's bring it into flow starting at 6 o'clock. You can always go back to the very beginning of this video and run the entire flow from the beginning. But for now, let's have a breath facing 6 o'clock in our open and close. Standing on the right foot, we hold the baby, looking to 130 or 2, left foot steps, left hand lowers for brush knee left on a diagonal. Then, leisurely Tai Coat. The follow step goes right back out towards 130 or 2. There's no weight lifting the left toes, no weight on that left foot in the circle. But then we step lightly and put our weight on left foot as right foot points closer to 3 o'clock, then left toes turning in. Another mindful, quiet, full belly breath, hands opening, breathing out, the hands close. Diagonal single whip, stepping with the right foot to 3 o'clock, uprooting push to 3 o'clock, turning left to open the whip. Left hand drops as we face 3 o'clock and begin parting the wild horse's mane, hand and foot moving together. Shift the weight, drop the right hand, hand and foot circling or arcing together. Touch the left bubbling well as we bring up the wrists and a flare, touch the heel, and scoop up chi with the right hand, a brief touch of right ball of foot before stepping into the latter part of leisurely Tai Coat. Pinky side, push, left foot back to the front or 12 o'clock, right foot pivots to join it for a mindful breath, hands opening to about the width of shoulders, breathing in and closing to about the width of head. Single whip left with the left foot stepping to 12, palms open and push to 12. We open the whip towards the right and then withdraw the left part of our whip. And take our first left side step to start wave hands like clouds, left. Right foot in to shoulder width. And second left side step, touching bubbling well as the heel goes down, the hands pass. And then we transition the weight and turn to face 10 o'clock-ish. Right foot just to shoulder width, heel goes down as hands pass. And a third step left. Our third wave hands like clouds left. Right foot coming into shoulder width turns to 10 o'clock as right palm turns up, and we begin lowering with what looks like brush knee left and follow step. Shift the weight back, left hand wipes off the right forearm, hands circle, touch left bubbling well, ending facing 9 o'clock in what could be called the Santi meditative posture. And from there, we'll just find even weight and take a few breaths. I hope it's been a useful lesson. Practice it a few times because the next move is really dynamic. And we want to make sure you're very comfortable with this one before Golden Rooster stands on one leg, which starts section 4, the last section. Woohoo! You're into the 4th quarter with the next video. Well done.